intended for mature audiences may contain language and content not suitable for younger listeners. And most of that content's coming out of Justin's mouth.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are listening, and happy holidays. I know, right? We got a great episode for you today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed last week's episode. Ancient Aliens. Oh yeah, you know what the fuck it is. So stick around, stay tuned. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, give us a follow. If you are on YouTube, subscribe. The links will be in the description to follow. Justin, baby boy, take it away. Howdy. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. We are here with the usual suspects. We got Peter, Justin, Chris, and myself, Nick. And we have a special guest today with a man that needs no introduction, a dude who came back from 62 points down in our first ever fantasy championship game against Justin. Please introduce yourself, Mr. Taylor.
I mean, like you said, no introduction needed. I mean, of course, Justin doesn't need one. He already know who it is. Yeah.
I thought his name was the Champ.
Yeah, they call me Champ, especially when I'm introducing myself. But yeah, happy to be on.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Ancient Aliens. It's gonna be a fun episode. Stonehenge, the pyramids. We got Justin's topic, Teotihuacan. That's what it is. I don't know. It's just a bunch of words put together. I'm gonna let Justin explain that one.
Teotihuacan.
It's fine. You nailed it. Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Hey, at least there's one.
Cool. Teotihuacan.
Yeah.
At least you try to be. So.
Fucking Teotihuacan.
It's fine. You nailed it.
Okay. Go ahead,
Right,
Justin. Take it away.
You want me to start? Oh, okay. Shit. I thought we were gonna start with like the pyramids or something.
I mean, it was your topic.
So, like I didn't plan to start first, but whatever.
Also, cheers. Thanks.
I was gonna rake it all in. I was gonna rake it all in. Yeah, man. All right, so I was not ready for this. All right, so Teotihuacan, right? It's found in Mesoamerica, and is roughly 1,000 years before the Aztecs. And so a little backstory. When it was first discovered, it was discovered in like the early 1900s, late 1800s, and it was buried under about 12 feet of earth, which is weird. Just to say that right now. And the pyramids themselves look like a circuit board. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all real quick, just to give you a little insight into this. I'm going to get there. Here we go.
Looks like we're having technical difficulties on Justin's end again.
Nope, we're there. All right, see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
you. I
Yes,
see the
no?
screen.
Okay, so describing what you're looking at here. The top one is basically just a simple aspect of a motherboard. A bunch of like capacitors running through to computer chips and stuff like that. The bottom one is the actual layout of Teotihuacan. So the farther one to the right is the Sun Pyramid, and then you got the Moon Pyramid. And then you have the Temple of Serpents, I believe it's called. So the theory behind it is that, well, A, nobody knows who built this place, right? And the fact that it was under 12 feet of earth when it was discovered, which is also crazy for where it is located, like, geologically. They found some pretty crazy stuff at this site, actually. They found this substance called mica, which is a mineral that's used for its unique thermal and electrical properties. They actually use this stuff on, like, that and on space shuttles.
Yeah, because they don't.
For when they
don't take a
re-enter
lot of,
Earth's
like,
atmosphere.
heat
So it's
off. Yeah.
yeah, it can withstand up to 1,000 degrees Celsius and 2,000 volts
I actually have
before
a
breaking
piece of
down.
mica.
they discovered.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
like I'm,
fucking
I'm
random as
I
shit.
love geology. I've loved it since I was a kid. I've been collecting rocks and stuff. But
Okay,
let me-
not
actually,
so
it might
random.
be- hold on 1 second.
Yeah, okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Keep going.
I'm just gonna keep going real quick with it. But so they also found these like mica like tablets, like marble almost tablets.
Yeah, it's
that's dope.
That's
no, it's
dope.
literally
We have
layered.
an actual
Yeah, so,
relevant thing. That's so
The
cool.
way it's made is just layers on top of layers, just flaky when you like break off like a piece of it on the top. But if you
Yeah.
try to go through it, the molecules are so tight on the actual top part of it that like it doesn't penetrate as like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
Years
super
and years,
cool.
thousands of years of pressure. Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty cool that you have that though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's basically like
We
That's
will
super
be
cool.
calling on you
And
later
incredibly
for
relevant
rocks.
to what I'm
Anytime we have
talking
any
about.
questions
That's
about
actually-
rocks, we're gonna be like, get Taylor on.
yeah,
right.
that's
No, dude,
very cool. Yeah,
I have
yeah.
I have like a
You're gonna be on our show a
box
lot.
of like all the rocks I collected since I was like maybe in like first grade. Like I have them in that.
No
closet
shit.
here. Yeah.
That's
You-
pretty
you
cool.
have a box of
It's
rocks.
like I
man.
like
Yeah.
rocks, but I'm
I
not
was just
retarded.
thinking that exact same thing.
So I ain't retarded, but I like
You
rocks.
seriously have a box of rocks? Okay.
You're not allowed to say that anymore.
Somebody had to say it. Somebody.
We're
had
about to get canceled.
All right, go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
Anyway, so they in that Temple of Serpents that I pointed out, which is like to the north of like the Sun and Moon pyramids, they found this like tunnel that had these gold-covered like metallic spheres that ranged from like 1 to 5 inches, and there were like hundreds of them. And they think that they mainly are like pyrite, which is like fool's gold, which is still conductive but not as well. So I don't know. Like my whole thing is like maybe this site was used as some sort of like battery or charging source, something like that. They also found in one of the temples below one of them, they found a pool of liquid mercury, which does not form naturally. So in order to get that, you have to get it from, I think it's called cinnabar, and it's like a huge like chemical process that you have to do that. I mean, it's still tough for us to do today, but somehow they pulled that shit off back then, which is super
might.
fucking cool. And mercury is used in key components of superconductors, which we are currently developing today for alternative power sources, which is awesome. So it could have been a power plant, some sort of charging station for, let's say an ancient alien spacecraft.
Yeah.
Just to
Could've
stay
been
on
like
topic here.
But also the mercury could have been like a byproduct of like what they were doing. So like they had to have a pool. Like instead of like thinking of it like people just carrying like buckets of mercury to it, could have been just like a byproduct of what they were doing with the temple, with the
Yeah, but what produces mercury
That's-
in that kind of
that's
form,
true.
though?
But
That is the
also,
question.
why would you
That's the
bring
question.
like buckets of mercury
Yeah.
to put in a pool? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings up that curiosity, because I mean, you could theoretically use mercury.
Or
to
you
power a
could,
spaceship.
I'm just saying, did
Were
they
they
use
developing
gloves?
Well, it
Space-
depends on
If
what
you
I
figured
mean,
out
like,
how to use
isn't
it.
mercury basically like a liquid metal almost? So it's like has conductive properties, but it's free flowing, so it doesn't have to like just like stay in its original form, but it can still be almost like water,
Right.
really. But like water evaporates when it gets too hot, but mercury.
Yeah, and also
won't
it
because it's like,
yeah. And it reacts to like
It's
atmospheric
highly
pressure and stuff.
toxic too, though. So
Yeah, it's highly toxic.
Highly
My brother
toxic.
is actually.
like, yo, we're
Hence
the
why they
gloves
found
at?
it like below the
You don't
temple.
want that shit
My
spilling
brother's
on your
allergic to
fucking heads.
mercury, so the question kind of begs is
We're-
how
We're
the
all
hell,
allergic to mercury.
how the hell is a puddle underneath?
I mean,
How's
so
a pool?
like unless
pool,
you know
a pool.
that was where they were a fishing culture originally, and that's where they disposed of all the fish, because mercury would be the slowest breaking down thing, and seafood contains high levels of mercury, which is why pregnant women don't eat it.
You're not gonna get that kind of
yeah,
mercury.
no,
though.
that's a lot of fucking fish.
those levels of
Hold up.
mercury and fish and stuff. That's like those are very small levels. Like it's not like you won't eat you'll get like
It's
mercury
minuscule.
poisoning at like the lowest level of it if you like eat a fish that's ingested a little bit of mercury. But we're talking about like pools of mercury. Like you take like a sip of it out of a spoon, you're dead basically, because it like your body just doesn't know how to break it down.
if you go anywhere
because
near
it doesn't break down. So, like, if
Anyway, it's
everything
just a
else
weird
over
thing.
thousands of years was breaking down, and that mercury was what was
And
left.
that was what was left. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That. Yeah. Definitely
not
not
from
fish.
fish, though. That's
It's not from fish.
There's no other way for it to be there unless it
Like,
was
if it was,
extracted
like, if it-
intentionally. Mercury doesn't just evolve in natural
Well, it
circumstances.
does.
You have to extract it
Like, I mean,
from, I think,
like
what
almost
cinnabar is.
every element that's not man-made. Like mercury is one of those ones that's not man-made. So like it does form naturally. But if you think about like if it were fish or any live animal, like it would break down into carbon that would be used like breaking down into oil before it break down into just straight mercury. You know, like the carbon would be the first thing that you would see.
Okay, I see that. I can see that.
Yeah, it would, but you'd
Yeah,
have
but,
pools of
like, in order to
tar
get that
before
much
you'd
of
have
it,
pools
you have
of-
to extract it.
Thousands of
Yeah,
years, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're just gonna find a pool of mercury laying around. You know what I mean? Like, and apparently cinnabar, what you get it from is the refining element.
Well, I mean, they could have been
mercury,
refining
so.
like just straight like minerals to make weapons. I mean, like that like I mean, melting down like smithing and everything hasn't like that's been around for like years and years and years. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but that was invented in like the Bronze Age.
But you
not
don't know.
in
But we don't
Mesoamerica
know. But
in,
we
like,
don't know what's
5,000
going on there.
So that,
You know what
but
I mean?
That's
Like
what-
it
yeah,
could have. We
right.
have all the documentation like from the Bronze Age because like that's like the oldest culture that we know. But like maybe they just weren't taking tabs on what they were doing.
It's not.
back
It's not even
then.
the oldest culture that we know, though. It's the actually the Bronze Age would be a newer culture. So like, if it's a
Yeah,
newer culture,
true,
then we're obviously going to retain that information a lot more than something that happened like even 1,000 more years before that.
Well, I also forgot to mention at Teotihuacan, there's no writing.
Yeah, it's before
anywhere.
written language.
There's no documentation of anything. There's
but
no
they
hieroglyphs.
have-
there's nothing.
but they have found
But they have
so
residential buildings there.
they
like,
found high amounts of cinnabar, which is where they're saying that they had huge mercury pools for. They've discovered traces of liquid mercury still in there, which is strange for liquid mercury to still be around. And so they're saying that there were huge amounts of liquid mercury there. It's not what they've actually found. They're just speculating that based off of it. Other objects they found are figurines made of jade from Guatemala, seashells from the Caribbean, and then it says, in addition to helping maintain the mercury in liquid form, the humidity and lack of oxygen in the underground chambers have preserved plant seeds and fragments of stuff that they believe to be human skin inside of it as well.
That's neat. Also, there's like 200,000 people that lived there, and they have no idea where they went. Oh, and another thing that relates to the pyramids, the structure that I showed you that mirrors basically a microchip, it also aligns directly with Orion's belt.
Well, yeah.
And this is,
Yeah,
I think, way
like, this
before the
also,
pyramids were built.
But yeah, no, but that's also
Or around the
still,
same
I
time.
mean, like that's just something that people looked up to the stars and they looked up to the sky and they mirrored it. So, I mean, like think about this, like no lights
how-
out there. That's
dude,
something that's
that's
so
not that easy to do.
sticks out, and it's like
I mean,
you
it's
want to
true,
copy
it's
what's
not
there.
easy to
They
do,
they
'cause, like-
copy the constellations. They study the constellations. They study the sun.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, that's still
Oh, yeah,
a
no,
huge
dude.
engineering
Like, yeah, I think there is a lot of information that has been lost through time.
Oh, of course. I think it's maybe a message to where some of these like maybe ancient aliens came from, because most of these ancient structures point to Orion's
Well, I
belt
feel
for
like
some
that
reason.
goes back to like any early like civilizations. Like you just try to. I think us as like a species, we just try to like make sense of things. So we look at the stars. One of the things that like we know to be like true at all times. You know what I mean? Like gravity is different, and even like from like if you're on like land and you drop something, then like gravity is a certain way. You drop something underwater, like the way that like water like, I guess the molecules like
Buoyancy.
make it. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
not even buoyancy. Like it makes it slows it down because it has to go through all the water molecules that are denser than the air molecules coming
It's just
down.
the pressure that's going to,
But
pushing
like
against
when you
it.
look at the stars and everything, they're very like every like revelation around the sun, they're always in the same place. And that's why we keep looking at those. That's why all of the like ancient civilizations been looking at those as like guides to like, all right, this is how we know it's summer. This is how we know it's winter, and stuff like that. But I yeah, Jesus. But I also if I'm allowed to play a video about how
Go ahead.
maybe we're all wrong every time. Like I mean every scientist has been like every scientist that was like the one that like made a major discovery was also always proved wrong at some point.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, it's a scientific method. I mean, like at some point you will come. I mean, like you. That's the whole thing about science, and that's the whole thing about math is that you keep working at it to figure out what the end product is. Even though you came up with the idea like 100 years ago, and that's been proven right for 100 years, someone will come along who is smarter than you and will figure it out.
so if you
Justin, your mic
so if
sounds
you guys
terrible.
don't mind, I brought a video that explains just that. If you guys don't mind, if I
No, go
This
ahead,
isn't
play
always
it.
sunny when Mac tries to prove that
How about you
science is a
shut
lying
the
bitch,
fuck up?
right?
all right, how about you
I'm just
shut up?
curious. Because that would have been a real troll
While
moment
that shit's
right there.
loaded, I'm just gonna go hot take here. Men in Black was right.
I knew it!
Yeah, no shit.
knew it!
Orion's belt.
Now, this is all about making myself credible in your eyes again, and I'm going to do that by admitting that evolution is a lie!
God damn you, Mac!
Yes, please do, Mac. Now, as you can see, this is the evolution meter, and I put God, the creator of everything, on the right side, and
Like how all the
evolution
fences across it.
on the left. I've went ahead and put you guys all on the fence, because of course you're going to hear out my argument.
Oh, I think we lost it.
We lost it.
Yeah, it like kept skipping one. But you guys, like, it's like, who's to say that like 100 years from now, or even like 500 years from now, like what we see is like, I don't know, like
What we thought was right is
But that's the
completely
that's the
wrong.
whole basis of science. Is science is not there to prove stuff right.
theorems.
It's all theorems.
It's not facts.
And it's trying to
theorems.
prove, science is trying to prove those things wrong. And if you can't prove it wrong, it is now a theorem, and we accept it as fact until it's proven wrong.
Yes.
Right.
Which is which honestly is the most. That's why, like with history and stuff, like it's already happened. Like everything is just fact, you know. But that's why I love science because like it's fact until it's not. But there's always room to grow. There's always room to like disprove it or like find something that like fits it better. And in my opinion, I mean that's why science is the basis of like a growing like just community as a human race, because like you're not set on like one thing. You're always trying to like better everything, so you like try to disprove these things that we think we know already. And like that's where we grow, because if you don't, then it just is complacency. You just think like,
Right.
okay, yeah, like
Do I sound better?
yeah, no, this is it. Like this is the only
Yeah.
thing it could be, and that's the end of it. But without the asking questions, and where are we really going? You know?
That's why scientists publish.
Yeah.
To get peer review. That's like the entire point. Yeah. But nobody ever disproved Einstein.
Dropping some knowledge.
Because Einstein was right and has always been right and will never be disproven.
Until he's wrong. Until he's wrong.
He's not. How can he be wrong though? This matter of
We'll
fact.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess.
We will see.
Until when someone can go faster than the speed of light.
So,
But even still,
We broke the sound barrier. Like,
but even still,
years
the
ago.
Einstein-Rosen bridge,
Yeah.
the teleportation hole that's in the theory of relativity, that technically is part of their theory. So if that does exist, then he's still
Yeah,
right.
but so was at one point Earth being the center of the universe. You know?
Okay, that's
Right.
kind of. basic, but yeah.
What?
It's
It's basic now.
Anyway,
It
we
wasn't
got to
basic
get back
then.
on topic. We got to get back on topic.
So speaking
No,
of
it's still on the same
science,
topic.
I'll say, speaking of science, the way that it was covered in earth is they also started looking at the areas on the mountains surrounding it, and they were heavily farmed areas for agriculture, and so runoff from heavy rains every year has just pushed everything down the mountains and buried all that shit.
12 feet. Like the entire
That
pyramid, that's probably 500 feet, was buried in 12 feet of earth. Not like just covered over altogether. Like the entire thing was like glassed in it. That's not the word, but you know what I mean.
Dude, I mean, like, yo, the most of the pyramids were covered over in sand. I mean, like, yo, it's that's how the earth works.
So I had like a tying in
nature
point
works.
to this, but I was gonna save it till the end. But I guess that you brought it up now, I'm just gonna say it. So I remember Nick was talking about like how all these civilizations disappeared. Brought up the question in our chat or whatever. So one of the theories is crust dislocation, where the poles have shifted more than I think 4 times.
Yeah, they do
So-
that like every like couple.
They do it
thousand
No, but
years.
hold on. It's not about the poles like actually switching. It's about the crust of the Earth moving faster than tectonics predicts. So as the crust
You think
moves,
they got swallowed
What?
up by the crust?
no, I think that when the crust moves, let's say 10 degrees, the poles shift to a different point of the Earth, right? So the north is different. So that causes massive ice melt, and that causes massive flooding. It's basically catastrophic. And every time we see it in history, it's when these civilizations disappear.
Okay, I mean,
And this is
I
before
thought
the
you were
Ice
gonna
Age.
go
This
somewhere
is
else
before
with
the
that.
Ice Age.
Somewhere else with that. That makes sense. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, man, when the crust shifts, man, like the poles shift. Next thing you know, you're in South America. Oh shit, I'm up in Canada.
No,
now.
bro, you stay in the same place, but everything else fucks up. Like, like one of the
Well,
crazy thing is so there's I have 3 of them listed. I can't remember what the other one was. So there's the Hudson Bay pole, the Bering Sea pole, and the Greenland pole. And I can show you the picture here if I can do this again. Give me 1 second.
You just you
Oh,
click.
wait,
you click that
aren't
little
they saying
box
like we're
with the
due
arrow.
for?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I thought I heard something
got
like
it, I got
we're
it.
due
Everybody
for
calm down.
a pole shift here.
I think the fourth one is the Magic City pole.
So
Yo,
So you see
I'm
what
up
I'm
in there
sharing?
with Gucci, dog.
It's the DC Stadium pole.
so
I can't see the game.
stop.
How are there tickets here?
So this is the pole shifts that have been
Fuck FedEx.
recorded. So BS is the Bering Sea, the Greenland one, and the Hudson Bay. I'm not sure what the other one is though. I don't know what NS is. But
Scotia.
yeah, that works. And then the Arctic one would be like where our north is right now. So imagine the poles shifting like that with crust displacement, where the crust just moves quickly, like quicker than anybody's ever thought. And then all of a sudden, within like a month, everything's fucked. Everything. Like honestly, that's how I think that these civilizations
obviously, okay. So
got to like
they
the
just
12 feet of
disappear,
earth.
right?
Like the whole the Bible all old religions talk about the flood and then the fire raining
like
down,
a-
right?
Yeah. Nah. I mean, like, yeah,
There's
that was
evidence
flooding in
of
like one specific area. It's not the whole entire world.
There's
got
evidence
fucking
of it,
flooded.
though.
Unicorns were. I mean,
Oh,
like,
come
yo, I'm
on.
sorry, Noah forgot the unicorns
Come
on the
on, bro.
fucking ark.
I'm not
man.
talking about
just saying.
Noah. I'm
Hold
just
on,
saying that
hold
like
on.
this is absolutely plausible.
So
I mean,
if
it's
it was based on your
plausible.
idea that the crust shifted at a dramatic rate,
A quick, yeah.
how fast do you think that it moved, or like the shift in? Because like if it is a shift in the poles, and you're talking shift in seasons, you're talking a shift in everything.
Yeah, we're talking about tidal shifts. We're talking about massive carnage. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
carnage, right? So, but a lot of these civilizations where they were, there's still existing proof that they were there. There's buildings, there's structures and stuff. If it was some sort of like abysmal destruction, as you said it was, these places wouldn't be standing still.
why? They're
Right.
built of stone. Stone lasts forever.
I think
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yes,
yeah.
if-
I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
so,
like,
yeah,
things
but it's all
get
built
washed
up on
away.
each other. So even
Broken
anything that
apart.
comes through a tidal wave based on the mountains or the landslide or anything is knocking it over.
I mean,
You can't.
it couldn't even
stop
be.
Mother
It
Nature
doesn't
when
have to be that. I don't think it's that sudden. I don't think it's a tidal wave like an earthquake hit. I think it's more of like a gradual rise of the ocean over like a year or two.
They wouldn't just disappear; they'd relocate at that point.
Yeah, and they probably did.
They would have some sort of then.
Well, at that point, it's just like, but I feel like every civilization we get a little bit smarter. Like we have a little bit, like we create a little bit more technology to prevent things like that. You know what I mean?
But how do you prevent that?
I mean, all right, so
at the time you really can't.
Yeah,
we can't do it today.
Right, so like at the first civilization,
I mean
obviously they're like wiped
action,
out
though.
like immediately, right? Because they don't know. But some of them did survive. Because that's why we're here too.
So where's that proof then?
Well,
they would. They would.
Some sort of record of it. Proof that, like, the proof is that we are still like one of the oldest, like, well, we are the only sentient beings on Earth. I think we could, like, all agree with that.
Dolphins.
Yeah, but I don't think.
I mean, like, dogs aren't like sentient. No. Like, they don't have like
fucking
dogs
dolphins,
don't have like
bro.
a favorite color. Dolphins don't have like a favorite color or something. Like, they don't have like they have like a I mean, they've like they've more understanding than, let's say, like a snail does. But like dolphins aren't creating communities, and like they're not like helping the weak survive, like in like.
Have you seen
what?
Finding Nemo?
Yo, yeah.
Oh yeah, the documentary of Finding Nemo.
Yo,
yeah.
well, hold on real quick, sidebar. Yeah. You guys want to hear a really fucked up Finding Nemo fact?
Oh God.
Oh, that Marlin is trying to find Nemo because clownfish are hermaphroditic.
They mate for life, and if one of the partners dies in the mating, they will change sex and mate with their children.
Ew, what? Oh God.
Yeah.
That's like that weird Rugrats theory.
Wait, I just
Pixar.
That Angelica.
No wonder he was
Nemo. But I wanted to bring back what Justin was saying about the crust shifting. I think that if you think of the Earth like as a gyrosphere, like with the core as a center, then instead of it being like just one rock and then it all turns at the same time, like if you think of it as like a gyroscope or gyrosphere, the crust is the outer layer that turns all the time.
Yeah, it moves separately. Yeah.
Yeah, that moves separately from just the core and everything. Then I think that catastrophic change would make a lot of sense there.
That's a thing though, because we have tectonic plates. That's what causes earthquakes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like what we have Pangea, which was one massive continent.
Yeah. And
yeah, but even though
the tectonic plates moving apart, the crust moving,
it moved it further apart.
They weren't even connected to the Earth's crust; like they're just like free-forming islands, basically.
Yeah, and all this flooding, like if that theory is legit, bro, then there are so many civilizations that are still underwater, and that will always be underwater.
Yeah, I mean, like look at Atlantis.
Yeah.
That
but at the same
we can talk about that
time,
next week.
But we get smarter. We get smarter and smarter as as our species grows. So like we're to the point where we're like not even like we don't even have to stay here. Like we have rockets that we can go wherever.
Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go?
Where are we gonna go? Yeah.
Where are we gonna go?
Justin, you were the motherfucker last.
Wait, hold on. Are we
doing
doing
where we
last
would go?
week saying we're going to other planets, bro? You don't get to talk shit about this, Justin.
But we have the technology to
I'm
leave.
just saying we can't live on other
like
planets.
we have the technology to leave even as early as the Wright brothers. That was the highest we've ever been able to as a civilization, to be above the ground, really. If you think about it, like when the invention of the plane, like that's the highest we've ever been as a civilization ever, to be able to be above where we've all started.
I would say that the highest we've ever been is when we landed on the moon, but
Yeah, no, but I mean, like as a civilization at the start of it, that was the start of it, of us building the plane, so we could be like above you never see any ancient civilizations making helicopters or planes or any shit like that.
Well, that we know
of. Did come up with the design plans for a helicopter, though.
Yep. No, and that wasn't even. That's not even true. That's like when because what's his name? Michelangelo designed.
Da Vinci had a
the
design
helicopter.
too.
Or Da Vinci, yeah, Da Vinci was the one that designed the helicopter, and that was
Yeah.
even before like the last ice age that we know of. But I'm telling you, if there was an ice age now, like
That was
could be
after
up
the
in-
Ice Age.
Yeah, I know, but if there was an ice age now, like we have all this technology that we could, like, be like not
Survive
yeah,
it.
yeah, we
I
can survive it now.
seriously
We'd
doubt
be able to
that.
survive it.
Because natural disasters we can't control at all.
I know,
We
but can
tried.
survive
We've
them.
tried with
Yeah, but it
seawalls
doesn't, it
and
doesn't happen like
hurricanes.
you see it in the movies, bro. It
What?
doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, I know. We've seen it like over the last 20 years with the massive flooding and the massive earthquakes, the massive hurricanes
still
destroying
alive, though.
cities.
Okay, that's
But
earthquake.
Yeah, we're still alive.
Hurricanes are
Exactly,
usually
that's
trapped.
the thing. Like whenever
Tornadoes are
something like that
trapped.
happened before this last like before the most recent like um like our civilization being able to support itself and like not worry about well after like the last like ice age or anything that wiped out most of us, like we now like if there was like even if there was like a like massive flood that happened right now in Richmond or like just anywhere in
A
Virginia,
lot of people would die.
yeah, but a lot of people would still live because we have like
I
we have
guess,
the
but-
means to like
We do. There's other
survive.
countries in the world that might not have that opportunity to.
yeah.
Though.
Well,
But
another
I'm
thing
talking
is that,
about
like-
us as like
So thank God for
as
that.
a whole as a like human race, like we have the technology to be able to like.
Yeah, but we refuse to cooperate with each other anyway. So why would you
well,
save?
that's
We
another-
wouldn't
that's
save
another
China.
thing.
If China started flooding, say let them drown.
You think in Mesopotamia when shit like that happened, like they were like worrying
Well,
about
they destroyed
like, any
themselves,
other-
but
yeah, or like I'm just saying, it's always going to be a thing where like people are going to want to save themselves first. And that's okay. Like we don't have to want to like save everybody. Like,
I mean,
it's
we're also
not
in a-
our nature, you know. It's
we're also in a
like-
point in time where the amount of people on this planet is unprecedented.
So bring back to the topic here.
We're starting to.
Yeah, please
I
bring it
will
back.
Say,
Sorry,
speaking of natural disasters, actually one of the theories.
Y'all two can have your own show.
I would say
honestly,
one
at
of the
this point.
theories on why the city was actually built was there was a massive volcanic eruption nearby that actually drove multiple societies away from it, and that was kind of the place they landed. So it was actually multiple different groups of people that all came together to build the city. So you're taking
You're talking about Teotihuacan?
yeah. So like
Okay.
to Tay's point, it's all those cities are all developing different building styles and different things in their main areas. This massive volcanic eruption happens. They all come together. Now all of this technology comes together to build these massive structures.
It's a theory.
Yeah, but I mean, like humans are drawn to each other. So if you have that many people drawn to each other, of course you're gonna have that many ideas and like philosophies, thoughts, religious perspectives, just pushing and driving the human race forward. Because you said there was like over 200,000 human beings there
Yeah.
at
And
one
you
point,
have-
right?
It was like 100 between 100 and 200.
And you have
Yeah, so like that's one of the largest cities known. That I mean, like
That's
before
1,000
we
years
even actually
before the
started
Aztec.
calculating cities. You know what I mean?
1,000 years.
Like,
But that's not even that
Yeah.
big. That's like half the size of Richmond.
Bro,
yeah,
but
but I mean,
that's-
like I'm just saying, like compared to like like London back in the day when London was first built, when they were starting to become a city, like that's so much more larger than what they were actually. I like how they brought those
So,
people together.
real quick.
What
I just
is
wanna
it like
finish-
during the Spanish
We gotta-
Inquisition?
we
We
Move
gotta
on from this
switch.
topic
I know.
slowly.
Just let me get this in real quick. I forgot about it.
All right.
So, the whole thing about the polar shifts that I was talking about, scientists measured where the Sun Temple was and wondered why it wasn't at one of the cardinal locations, north, east, south, and west, like every
Right.
other structure of that era. And then that's when he started to utilize that theory of crust displacement. Yeah, there we go. So he moved it back, and it lined up perfectly with the Hudson Bay one, along with 100 other structures in Mexico that were built around the same-ish time. Like, I thought that was super interesting. Just last point, and now we can move on.
But I mean, one side of it also still
So-
points directly north to the mountain
No.
that is there, which they called the Mountain of the Sun as well. So,
Either way, it's fun to think about. Either way.
A lot of these are, shifted, or like kind of around the sky, the stars, the sun, which kind of I wanted to talk about Stonehenge for a little bit, but it's
Right.
not really aliens,
Make it alien.
material.
No, they do.
Is it though? I mean,
They do. Yeah, it's a
its
part of all
signs
the
are pointing
Leia
that,
lies, though.
It's basically Stonehenge is for like how to tell time. I mean, they have a huge celebration about it every year, So I mean, obviously that's what we're gonna go towards. But my question was, you're looking at all these places, and the question still comes is just like there's so many different theories on how these rocks were transported, lifted, stacked upon each other. You're not talking about a few thousand pounds worth of stones. You're talking
Tons.
average weight of anywhere between 20 to 50 ton rocks.
Right.
And to transport this, to move it, to lift it, to do any work to it takes time, skill, people, and power.
I think that
So my question to you guys is just like, what is your general theory on how this shit got made? It doesn't have to be Stonehenge in general. You can talk about Mayan temples. You can talk about the pyramids in Gaza.
Slavery.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
I think. Look,
Or I
Okay.
mean, like, yo, one of the more
like,
interesting
all of
stones.
these like things, like
Where's that? Where's the
mean,
buzzer button?
well,
Where's
like-
the buzzer
Oh, is
button?
there one?
Justin, hit that buzzer
if
button.
you look at just like if like pulleys.
Oh, I don't
and
have one.
Like pulleys and
Next week.
fulcrums, stuff like those. Those are not like out of these world inventions. Like they're just inventions of like you're using gravity and using like focal points of like just like especially with a pulley, like you can lift something like so much heavier than yourself with a pulley system, like which is just wheels and a rope. Really.
Yeah, but the displacement of weight that you would need like 1,000 different pulleys.
So they actually.
Or 1,000 different men.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could use 1,000 pulleys in
And-
one person.
So
But I don't think wood could hold that.
You guys are a lot
in
of wood.
the
A lot.
1950s, they actually on Easter Island, because it's been the same tribes
that's a
on
good
Easter
one.
Island forever.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
They actually, in the 50s, they actually raised a fallen statue. And basically what they did is they had a ton of people and they just kept rocking it back and forth. And every time they would rock it one way, they would place more stones underneath that side. Then rock it the other way and place stones under that side. And that's how they lifted the entire statue.
Yeah, you use inertia.
How long did it
It's
take them?
inertia.
How long did it take them?
You use inertia. You use like the weight of
Yeah.
one side to propel it to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And how much did that rock weigh?
Yeah, but these
I mean, it was a statue.
these things
so I'm
weigh like
assuming
the
it's
amount of
a
5
shit
fucking
big ass.
elephants, bro. Like they are, and plus also why? Why would they pick rocks that were so far
I
away?
think that is the better question.
That's the
Why?
bigger
30
question.
tons.
Why they did it? Like I don't think like I mean like
30
it
tons.
is definitely possible. Like it's possible
That's-
to do something.
That
like
shit ain't.
I mean, yeah, I guess
Like we could. I mean,
what do
we
they
could,
say? Like,
any one of us could lift a car up off the ground with stands and jacks.
with a jack.
right now. Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
that's
much heavier than
That's
us.
pressurized. That's
But-
technology they didn't have.
I know, but you could.
Well, the
well,
same
not even-
concept.
Yeah, but it's the same. It is the same concept. Like you could lift, like there. We've always been able to lift like more things, just like utilizing that like shift of inertia when it
So-
comes
I mean,
to
no, I
rocking
get it.
back and forth. Like
I mean, necessity is the mother of invention. So if you're determined enough to do something, you're gonna figure out a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
So
but why?
But what
did
you
rocks-
what you were
But it's
bringing up
why.
is like where, like how and where and why they were transporting these specific stones to get to that location. Because like if you look at if you look at the Egyptian pyramids, they have been trying to figure out years where the fuck did they get it from.
So, bro, the crazy thing about the Stonehenge, though, is the quarry was in Wales, like 200 miles away.
Yeah, but you can also.
So there's a theory
Those
that they
rocks
use. There's a theory that
are
they use the
almost
bay
50
and then the
tons.
rivers. Yeah,
But you can.
but at the same time, I
You
don't.
can pretty easily
Yeah, go ahead.
float bluestone on water on wood. Like
Well,
it's
that's the-
porous,
yeah.
and so as long as you have water nearby, it's relatively easy to actually float the stones.
But after that and before that, like, how do you like? That just seems inconceivable.
Slavery.
Without modern equipment.
Slavery, bro.
Yeah.
But from
Yeah,
where,
Justin,
bro?
Have,
Like,
you ever heard of
From
slavery?
where? Where there?
yeah, but
They
this
enslaved,
is
they
this
enslaved their
is
own
bro,
people.
I don't
That's where they
know.
got their labor
But
from.
hold on. But this was also like what was it, like 3100 BC to?
This is way before
No, yeah,
what we think of as slavery.
way before any of that. And this was in like strictly white man
This
territory.
is way before the
They
Egyptians
ain't got
used
no slaves
slavery.
at that time.
This is way before they enslaved the Jews.
Yo, get out of here.
Way
Nick.
before.
Slavery's been like slavery's just been being abolished recently when it comes to like our human like history. Like this is like one of the like only times we haven't had like blatant slavery.
You don't
we
think
still got blatant
corporations
slavery, though.
are
I know we
modern day
still do.
slavery?
We still do, but I mean I'm telling you like even before like Jews were slaves in Egypt.
Stonehenge.
Genghis Khan was a
Like,
slave.
Yeah, well, literally, anytime like a civilization would conquer another one, they'd be like, "All right, well, you either gonna birth us more like people for like war, or you're gonna build
Okay.
like birth us people for like building up our civilization. Like, which one is it gonna be?" Everybody played their role.
So you talk about
like, that's
the slaves that built the pyramids and then the Great Wall of China specifically, but for Stonehenge, there's no archaeological
reason.
dig anywhere nearby that is. But, okay, so fine, you're still talking about man-made structures by big-ass rocks. So if there's death gonna happen, right? Thousands and thousands of people are gonna die. Where's their graveyards compared to where they show them in Egypt and in in China? You don't see it anywhere close by. You have like burial remains, but all
In
of
China,
these
they
burial
bury them in the
remains
wall.
based on DNA analysis was like high meal proteins and super strength people who did this. So I don't think
I
it
mean,
was
like,
specifically for
I-
Stonehenge.
but-
That's just
yeah,
my
no,
opinion.
Well, you said burial. I mean, like, every civilization had their own
They only
burial
found
rituals.
like a little bit close to like 500 to maybe 750 bodies within a 200-mile radius of Stonehenge, compared to the thousands and tens of thousands of people for Great Wall of China.
And also, look what Stonehenge was
I
used
mean, but
for.
like, it's still, I mean, like, it's surrounded by water. So I mean, like, for real, like, it would just be
They'd have to
easier just to
just
push them out to
dump
fucking
it
sea.
compared to the Egyptian pyramids, like the closest water source in the Egyptian pyramids was the Nile River. And,
Nile.
Well, yeah,
it's just
okay.
There's a
hold
lot
on.
of alligators and
but
crocs.
This was
it's
also
not
a
that
very long time
it's
ago.
not as close as the Stonehenge was to like the surrounding like Bay
like the-
Area. You know what I'm saying? Like
So-
they didn't have as much of a walk to get there.
So the
Yeah, and then also I think their culture was
The
more
English
about
Channel
burning
is
their.
technically the closest location.
Yeah, but I think their
based
culture
on
was more
maps,
about
that
like
close.
burning their dead.
so
I think we're focusing on the
than
wrong thing.
Egyptian culture was.
craziest
Yeah,
rock.
we
A
are,
lot of
we are
that-
focused on the
we are
wrong.
definitely off
It's
topic.
more about why. Why did they even do that in the first place? Like you can
Right.
tell with like the pyramids, like they were like at the simplest thing is
We're
like
gonna talk
they
aliens
were
after this.
doing
Don't
it
worry. I
to
got some
like
questions.
build like a homage to their like pharaohs and stuff. Like why did they even build Stonehenge? Like why was that
That's
even
my
a thing?
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
there's
it's
theories
not
that they built
religious.
Stonehenge for.
It's not
it's-
religious.
Well, no,
It's
there's
purely
some
science.
People, hold on. There is some record, or there's some suggestion theories that a lot of this was built for something called the Druids, which are like
Yeah.
the high
Druid.
Yeah.
priestess of the
Druids,
Celtic
yeah.
or the Welsh era.
Celtic.
So it was built Celtic. Sorry, my apologies for them specifically. That's what they said. A lot of people. Well, there's also studies that, or people that say that it was for time telling, and then what's the other one? Hold on.
What do you think
Yeah,
it's
that's all I
for?
can think about the time.
Yeah. What do you think it's?
I-
Me?
Yeah.
The time tell.
Time.
Tell time.
The time tell.
Tell time.
Well,
Time
there
tell.
Okay.
are
Time.
12 monoliths there. in
Well,
a
they celebrate the
circle.
summer solstice They have a celebration there for it, and it kind of proves it. So,
But
I
it
mean,
kind of
that's-
messes everything
I'm
up
gonna
if,
go based on science.
if you think of it as like, because I think
Sorry, Mac.
I think that every monolith like that is built based on like where the stars are aligned, so you can like tell when like certain seasons are happening. But if you think about the Earth's crust as a gyrosphere, and it's like the crust is not connected, then it's gonna move like every, I don't know, like whenever like
1,000 years.
So
The stars.
well,
The stars don't move though.
but we
Stars don't move.
but we don't live
Yeah.
that long to like be able to like figure out when that's
Understand?
happening.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Right.
Peter, what you got?
But I also heard something. I don't know if you guys heard about what is called the ley lines, where pretty much all of these structures, are built on focal points of the energy of the earth. Like it's like higher forms of like magnetic energy. Like there's a form of like energy that you can actually feel.
I was kind of trying to
And
tie
that's where
that in with.
these are like actually like in like I guess like some spiritual standpoints or like some spiritual spots in the earth that they could feel, and they were like, okay, this is where I'm closer to a higher power or closer to, you know, like the earth. And that's where they started building these structures where it was more like a religious or a spiritual sanctuary.
But I mean, so think of it this way, right? Like, all of these things tie in together, right? Because your religions of the time, you're celebrating the things that you can't understand. So you're celebrating the sun, the moon, you're celebrating all of those, right? So,
Polytheism.
so if you start with an area that maybe has a strange electronic field or something that feels different, and that's someone goes, oh, this must be one of the gods speaking to us. We're going to build this circular structure here, right? Well, because of that, and because of the way that gravity works and all of the science that we know today actually works together, it goes, why is this? Well, that's based off the position of the sun to it. So now, if we have this spot that's already being used for one thing, the next culture that comes in goes and, you know, oh, hey, we can also track the sun on this. And so they bring in their technology and their beliefs into that same spot, build upon it. The next culture comes along, same spot, build upon it. That's why you have these holy cities throughout the world that are fucking there forever, and they just continuously change meaning throughout time. It's why we have the holidays we have now that didn't, you know, every time that a new culture takes over as like the zeitgeist, you're going to take the things that already exist and assign a new idea to them.
Yeah,
Right.
like the
You'll
Greco-Roman
assimilate,
calendar,
right.
which is what we use. Yeah.
The Roman calendar, Christ was not born on Christmas, people. It's a pagan holiday.
So I understand where you're coming from 100%, but I don't think that these structures are relevant to religious aspects. I think they're more scientifically involved because of how like absolutely perfect some of them are, like the pyramids, which is what we should get into next.
Yeah, but I mean, like religion, but
Yes,
until
let's
we
make
don't,
that.
until someone understands the science of it, 90% of that stuff is
Right.
attributed
Right.
to religion until science comes along. Like,
Right,
fucking
right, right.
people
Right,
think
right.
people
It's
think
like-
the reason
it's
that the
like people-
that the reason the ocean rises is because Poseidon is mad at them. They don't understand that the fucking moon is moving the tides.
No, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's just like people trying to like make like understand what is going on to them. You know what I mean? Like it's happening to you, and you're trying to make it make sense to you.
Right,
I
and
mean,
that's what
I mean, that's
polytheism
why-
is.
Yeah,
That's
and
why they have
and
gods
that's
for
also,
everything.
That's also why people like think about like astrology of like, oh, that's like Mercury's in retrograde. That's why
I think
we know
astrology's
like this.
stupid,
You know what I'm saying?
but-
So do I. So do I. But I mean, but it's the same thing.
but
It's
think
like,
about it-
People are trying to make it because like
You're trying to make your
they're-
brain understand what's going on. Yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
Think,
exactly.
think about like Mercury in retrograde is the perfect example, right? Like that is something that we can see, and it's how the light bounces off of it. It appears that the planet is spinning backwards. So if you are an ancient civilization, you're like, oh, we keep seeing this thing in the sky and it spins one way, and then every once in a while we look at it and it looks like it's spinning the other way. All of a sudden you go, whoa, something's way fucking different here. This is completely
Let's figure it
changing.
out.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
you assign some value to it.
And it's all just science.
Yeah.
It's all just us just trying to like make sense of this world that is, I mean, complicated. Like every
Right, but I mean, like all these
It's-
civilizations
yeah,
did say that the
it's-
gods came down to them
Ancient aliens, bud.
and influenced their society. They influenced their culture.
aliens.
Who are these gods?
Ancient aliens. Ancient aliens.
I mean, like, yo, from you got. I mean, like, yo, you got the Norse. You got where's got Thor, Odin.
Yeah, and all
You
of
got
their
the
Armageddons are the
pharaohs.
same.
Man, it's crazy.
All of them are the same.
I've picked.
Yeah, it's all-
Ragnarok.
it's all
Ragnarok
just
is the same as the fucking biblical flood.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all the same as the Rapture. Like Ragnarok is
Crazy,
the same as the
Crazy.
Rapture. I mean, it's just all like stuff to make us feel more comfortable than what
Or
we're
something
going
actually
through right now,
happened.
which is, well, yeah, but like making sense of it in general, it just makes us feel more comfortable as like people. Cause like wouldn't you feel uncomfortable if you knew when you were like born that like there's gonna be something that horrible happens and like you're just gonna like die immediately? That's because of this thing that we scientifically like predicted that happens every time. It's gonna happen to you. So wouldn't it feel better if you just like had something to like lean back on, like, oh, it's happening because of this. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why we put
honestly,
all these stories to it.
I don't think that'd make me more comfortable. But like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Either way, we should get to the pyramids.
I mean,
Yes.
I'll say
I had a nice segue earlier.
God damn.
I'll say real quick,
Now that Kate's gone.
there's definitely been some stuff that I have ingested in my time that has made me go, oh fuck, there's a god and this is what's happening. And you know, if
I've seen God.
you're an ancient civilization, you fucking pick some mushrooms up off of the ground and eat them, and you start seeing all sorts of crazy shit. Again, your brain
you
doesn't
hope you don't
understand, and it's just gonna go, holy shit, this is amazing.
Well,
there are probably a lot of
It's
hallucinogens.
gonna try to connect to the thing that makes it easiest for you to understand.
I mean, like, Native Americans, they sit and I mean, like, they have celebrations where they smoke
Ayahuasca,
peyote.
Oh yeah, peyote.
Or ayahuasca too. That's another one. Yeah.
Ayahuasca, yeah, and they sit out there for a whole week just.
But I mean,
just to
also,
be
like, think
connected to
about
the
it.
earth
Like, are
and the spirits.
we really that quick to undermine like human ingenuity? Like when we
Yes.
have no tech, right?
Yes.
Why? Hold on. Why? Because
That
we have
makes
no
more sense.
technology. All you do all day is you go and hunt and you get food so that you can eat and survive. And then what do? You look up. And then you figure
the
out
reason why we
reasons. You
undermine
figure out
is
ways.
because, like, we say, why?
No, no.
That's the difference between us as humans and any other hunter like species. Like that's the difference between us and like dolphins. That's the difference between us and like apes. Like we have other like we can like comprehend other like reasons.
Yeah,
for
and
It's also
Yeah.
it's also
Our
super
apes,
selfish.
apes aren't building monoliths.
Super
You know what I
selfish.
mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
they're not building.
It is.
Like,
It is selfish. No,
they're
he's
making-
right. It
they're
is
not writing
selfish.
books. They're not like having like they're not thinking of like Harry like things like Harry Potter. Like that's
Yeah, I
like,
know that,
something
but,
that's
like,
like just made up.
But
That also,
These
like,
things
the
are
other
based
side of
off
it-
necessity.
The other side of it is fucking ego, right? And part of that sentience is ego, and so it's sitting there, and it's very hard for humans to accept that their fault, right? So if you have a bad harvest, it's a lot easier to go, oh my god, it's because we didn't appease this person, than to go, oh, it's because we planted all this shit wrong.
Yeah, maybe that's why the
Right.
Mayans did
Yeah.
their sacrificial stuff, but they're like the only ancient civilization that did that shit.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're not.
In
No, they're not.
Mesoamerica?
No, they're not.
in
Who else
Mesoamerica,
did?
The Egyptians used to do it too,
maybe,
yeah, dude.
documented, maybe, yeah. But I mean, like, there's like, I mean, the
It just
Greeks
seems
did
that
the same
Yeah,
thing.
they all did.
civilizations-
It's the
Like,
same
I mean,
thing.
like, yo, they even did sacrifices in
It
Norse,
seems like they were
like,
miles
culture.
ahead of where we are now, even with all the tech.
Well,
we
that's the
have.
whole thing. That's where he's saying it's coming. Like, that's where I was going to say is being selfish, because like we at in society today, we look back and we're like, how did they fucking do that? We're so much more advanced. We're so much more
Because they were
knowledgeable. We're so much
independent of one
smarter than
another.
they are. No, like, dude, you have no fucking clue.
Bro, they were
what
all
capable
independent of each other, and yet all these
Yeah.
all the same things developed all over the world. Like why were they all building pyramids? Why were they only building pyramids? The same fucking structures.
Because a triangle
it's
is
closer
the
to the
strongest
sun, man.
structure that you can build.
Yeah, but why are we building rectangles then?
Because
Yeah,
we
because
have
you're supposed to be
steel.
getting closer to the gods.
Yeah, but steel doesn't last as long as stone.
Right.
Steel lasts about 15 years. After 15 years,
but-
it degrades.
Yeah, but we can like we
crazy.
can manufacture steel. We can manufacture stone. You have to like find stone. In
Capitalism, bro. Industrial revolution.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Stone is forever.
We
Steel
have-
lasts about 20 years. That's it.
Why are your
Yeah,
clothes
but
polyester?
it's cheaper.
Like,
They'll fade away. They'll fade away
Why
when
are
I
you
do.
wearing leather chaps?
yeah.
You don't know what I'm wearing. Nothing.
Well, I mean, like, let's
got
say
no
Peter ain't
pants
got
on.
his pants on for his OnlyFans.
No pants podcast.
By degree.
No pants. Yeah, sponsored by Degree.
All right,
By
Nick,
degree.
Nick, what's
That's
next? What's next, man? We're gonna,
All right,
we'll,
Nick, let's
we'll
go.
stay here all
Pyramids,
day.
baby. Let's
talking
go.
about
So we talk. Were you just talking about the pyramids?
No, we're waiting for you to get
No,
I
back.
had to take a
really.
phone call real quick, sorry, but
We're waiting for you to get back.
okay. Well,
Introduce your theory.
okay. So there was something that I was thinking about today when we were, trying to discuss what kind of topics. So just on aliens, this is just aliens, no pyramids, nothing like that. So we're gonna go back to the original topic that we're talking about, right? So we think aliens come from space, right? So like we always
Oh,
look up at the
God,
sky,
I know where
looking
you're
for like the media,
Right.
like the ship and everything to go through, right? So my question to you is, why the fuck haven't we tried to look in the sea yet, in the water? Given that 10% of what we know of the ocean and the water that's all we know. 90% is still really undiscovered. So, do you think that there are aliens
No.
in the ocean okay, let me finish, and researching us, studying us, and technically kind of live with us as like skinwalkers or kind of like
This is your
lizard people?
introduction to
God,
Scientology.
bro, stop it.
Scientology 101. The things are coming out of the fucking
That is
volcanoes,
the
bro.
legit.
I
That
don't-
is
I don't think-
Oh my
Scientology,
God,
dude.
yo, I
I
lost
don't,
my
I don't
oxygen
think
there.
that, I don't
Jesus
think it's
Christ.
like to the point where
I can't
you
believe
say,
we
like,
let you get
that
through that.
I don't think that's like to the point
Come
that
on.
you were saying about like them like walking among us, but I do think if you look at there's one species in the ocean that I could see as like being an alien species, and that is octopus or squid or anything like that.
Why would that be
I'll
alien?
say whales.
No, not even whales, because they have like more
What are you-
traditional
what?
like, well, they have more traditional like organ systems that most mammals have.
I see what you're
But-
saying.
I thought we were
Okay,
going to talk
okay.
about the pyramids.
All right, but no, I'm just saying, like before we get into that, I just think that like I mean octopus, we're still trying to study their like how they can change pigments so quickly, and it's a conscious thing that they do. It's not like a thing like they're like crawling over something and then they like have that like thing that like senses the pigment and then they just like bring
Yeah,
it forward.
they're in-
Camouflage?
they're
they
incredibly
can,
intelligent
they can
animals.
literally just like change the pigment. They can alter their cellular structure
Yeah.
immediately.
And their brain is also about that big.
Well,
So they probably use all
But
of it.
they also have technically what we would consider brains in each of their tentacles too. And if you chop off
That's
a
it.
tentacle, it will continue to function and do its thing on its own, independent of the body.
But like what
trippy.
is there any other species that we know of that can do that?
I mean, I think it's just cephalopods.
Yeah,
So
not
it's just
us.
like octopus and squid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if there's an alien species,
Evolution.
it probably looks like an octopus.
I would
Biologically, it would make
Evolution,
sense.
man.
I mean, they're still delicious. And I'll eat them every chance. I
Oh, I will not. Well, I'll eat
Oh
calamari.
yeah,
I'll eat
whatever.
calamari.
Fire roasted, fantastic.
Whew, amazing.
So you're eating aliens over here then? So you don't think that, Justin, that
Octopi-
there's not an
octopi
alien
are not aliens.
base, like in the ocean,
I
like
think
deep
if
in the
there
ocean?
was, then it would be. If there
Like
was
think
one,
about
it would
how
be
deep that
octopus.
goes
I think
and
it's
how undiscovered it really is. Like we can't even find fucking planes that crash,
yeah. You could say the same thing about space.
and they are monitored and everything. Okay, you can't really say that about space.
Space is way more undiscoverable
Well, yeah.
because everything is
Yes, but
constantly
it's
moving
a
away.
lot more expensive
ju-
to go up there.
It's
Shit,
expensive
it's
to go
just expensive
down,
to go.
Looking-
Like, dude, it's just expensive like to do a deep sea.
and the
mission,
pressure.
bro.
The pressure is literally the same
yeah,
as
it's
the
the
vacuum.
pressure.
Like you,
Not at
you.
all.
That's why you don't
Not
send it.
at
But
down.
you're dead either way if you go outside. It's the same concept.
Ask those
but you
rich
can't- you
assholes
can't
on the
say-
sub.
Yeah,
Oh
idiots.
shit, I was gonna say that
You
too.
can't,
That's what you
can't
get for going
say
down
that
a
the
soda can.
vacuum, You can't say that the vacuum that you have when you go deep sea diving is the same as space, because there's
Well-
literally no, there's no.
Okay, I
there's
misspoke.
nothing- Yeah, there's nothing separating you from.
When you go into the
the
ocean, it's
smallest
pressure. It's
hole-
not a vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
but
understand
there
that.
is-
One
but there is a
will
vacuum.
crunch you together,
There's a
one
vacuum,
will
but-
pull you apart.
Well, yeah, literally. And one is so cold you'll probably freeze
Yeah.
before anything. But still, though. Anyway.
Shit, I'm about to say you'll still freeze in
It is
deep
cold
sea
down there.
diving too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the pressure will
The
kill
moment
you
you
first.
lose sunlight, like
The pressure will kill you first. The thing about pressure, there's no
No, I'm
pressure
about
in
to say no. The
space.
hypothermia will kill you first.
There's
before
no
you
pressure
the
in
get
space.
hypo.
pressure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The hypothermia
Yeah,
might
hypothermia kill you first,
by the time
yeah.
you get way down there.
No, if you
Can
puncture a
hypothermia
hole,
die?
you'll fucking you'll just collapse into nothing. It's
Well,
like
you only
going
have
through.
like a few. Well,
it's like
yeah,
going through a
but
black
you
hole.
have to go a certain level. You have to go to a certain level to get that type of pressure to like.
Yeah, if
Fucking-
you have to
Oh,
go
you
to
can
a
feel the
certain
pressure at
level
20
in the
feet.
ocean, but if you go into space, it's at that level at all times.
It's
Like,
just as dangerous.
anything-
Is my whole point.
It's not just as dangerous. Like,
Yeah,
you
I'm
go into
pretty sure it is.
space at any time. Like you can go in the ocean and be okay, but like, you go into space at all, like that is one of the biggest. Like that. Like
Everything
if
wants
you
to
get
kill you.
one little hole, And you're like all of
Steam
the
is going down
it's
in
not-
the fucking
well,
ocean.
all of the air, like everything that is not in the vacuum will just rush out immediately. When you're
Yeah,
in the
same.
water, no, when you're in the water, water will rush in to displace the air.
Not at certain depths. If you get a hole, you'll depressurize and collapse into nothing.
Yeah, it's because the water rushes in first to displace the air.
It's the
So you have
pressure,
a
yeah.
couple- I know, but if you're in space, you just lose, like, just all the pressure you have right there. It's just gone immediately. Because
Honestly,
there
in
isn't-
space,
there
I mean,
isn't
we're
something-
arguing
there
about
isn't
2 different
something-
ways to
there
die.
isn't something
Both
to
of them sound
displace.
pretty
There
miserable.
isn't something to
Honestly,
displace
next
when
week's
you're in
episode,
space. Like, there
fastest way to
isn't,
die.
Well,
there
in
isn't
space, so,
displacement
like-
in space. Like, space is a vacuum. Like, just automatically just
I know
goes.
that.
So, like,
Yeah,
when
but if
you're-
you get like a
when you're
hole in
in
the spaceship,
ocean-
you could like patch it.
No, you think you could patch? You think you could patch a hole?
I
in
don't know. I've never been to space.
Faster than you could patch a hole in the ocean.
Isn't that what happened to that little submarine?
Yeah, I think you can actually.
They had one
You
little
could-
tiny
you could
hole, and the
definitely
whole fucking
patch a
thing
hole
collapsed.
faster in the ocean because there's
don't know.
displacement with the water that's surrounding you. When you're
I
in
don't- not
space,
when there's that much
nothing
pressure involved.
surrounding you. It's just a
Whatever.
Vacuum.
We're gonna get.
It's a vacuum of space. Everything just sucks out of it immediately.
Are we gonna talk about the pyramids? Or are we not doing that?
Yes,
Sorry.
my final thought,
sorry.
there definitely is an alien base in the ocean, and they're definitely monitoring us on a daily. Okay,
You're
moving on to the
crazy
pyramids. Here we go,
person.
Justin.
You're
Yeah,
crazy.
So, the pyramids in Giza, what are we talking about it?
They align directly with Orion's
You wanted
belt.
to talk... Okay, so go ahead.
just have
You
some
were so
crazy-
adamant
I have
on
some
switching
crazy-
the subject after...
Crazy math stuff to throw at you real quick.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. Let me make sure. A lot of these are like really huge numbers.
It's Brock Purdy,
Should
top
have
5.
a little, thing that goes across the screen whenever Justin's
So-
trying to look something up. It's like Justin looking up stuff.
Just a little theme song
All right,
for
so
it.
here's a couple. Here's a
It's a little
couple of how
song.
like perfect the pyramids are. If you go to precisely the 30th degree on the globe, perfectly between the equator and North Pole, you'll find the Great Pyramids of Egypt. That's pretty goddamn cool. If you map out all landmass on Earth, think Pangea. At the center of all that landmass is the Giza pyramids. The exact center. If you take the average height of all landmass on Earth, that's the height of the Giza pyramid, 481 feet.
Aliens.
It could be like, how do you get that mathematically precise?
Continue. Go ahead.
crazy.
No. Continue, please.
A lot of these are like big numbers. I'm trying to find stuff
You-
that's like
you think
not
we won't understand if they're
super
too big?
crazy. All right, fine, fuck it. Here we go. If you double the perimeter of the bottom of the granite, nope, not reading that one. If you
He
multiply,
started it.
Wait,
that was
no.
too much. I couldn't handle that
If
one.
you take
If you multiply the
diameter of
base
pyramid
perimeter-
at the bottom, and then
No, if you
multiply
multiply
by
the-
the amount of points I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
score on Chris next week.
Yeah, you're probably gonna. Yeah, Chris could be out. If you multiply the base perimeter of the Pyramid of Giza, which is 3,024 feet, by 43,200, you get the Earth's equatorial circumference, which is 130. See, I told you it was gonna be boring.
No, it's
But
not
all
boring.
these things are
It's-
relatable.
No, Peter.
All these things are relatable,
Go ahead,
right?
Peter.
Like, you've seen all this shit. Like, I know everybody's read about this.
Right.
What is
but,
that first number that you multiply it by?
But here's the thing. Here's
Of what I just said,
4,300,
So
200.
Yeah,
here's-
but where do you get that number from?
it's the base perimeter of Giza, which has been, or of the Great Pyramid, which has
No.
been measured.
All right, the second
No.
number.
We got that. The second
Yeah.
number.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Oh wait,
You
hold
can
up. It's
take
one
Did
any
they
second.
number
just
Hold on, hold on.
generate that
and
number?
put
They're
it in
like, yeah, we're
something
just gonna
and
try these numbers until we make it make sense.
it's literally
The aliens
it's
told them
literally-
that.
Okay,
it-
so
but it's-
43,000.
way-
Hold on.
I wanna hear your
43,200.
opinion.
43,200 also represents the axial precision of the Earth, or the way in which it wobbles on its axis. There you go.
Right, but you're
All these are measured.
You're just finding.
I don't know what it
your,
means.
Your correlation is not causation, and you're literally taking a number and then going, "Wait, this is the number. Oh my God, these other things have this same number on it." It doesn't. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but these
mean,
numbers are all relevant to the Earth.
I understand, but there's
They're not random
a
numbers.
million numbers that are relevant to the Earth. If you want, and
Oh.
if you start taking a number and then going, wait, we have this number and there's a
Oh,
number
shit.
over here and these two match, and say that those two things are correlated. Like, you can do that for
Mm-hmm.
anything.
So that
Have you
number
seen
I
the
threw
movie
out.
Number,
That's
have
what
you
the guy
seen
said.
the movie, the
Hold on,
number
hold on.
23 with Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Like
It's
you
weird.
just keep seeing like the.
It's like the
number
fucking
20
Dr. Pepper.
That's what it sounds like to me.
So
Like,
the
every time you see something, it's like-
43,200 is also relevant to 432 hertz.
But
which
I mean,
is
like, how would we
considered,
know
which
that
is
unless, like,
considered
the
the
aliens
healing
told us
frequency.
Hold on.
The healing-
Justin, name a number 1 through 10.
Why?
Just name a number 1 through 10.
4.36.
Nick, name a number 1 through 10.
We're done with you, Justin.
He didn't say I couldn't use decimals.
6.5.
Oh, see, he did it too.
Y'all are dicks.
Cooley,
I would have said
keep going.
6.9.
Keep Cooley, keep
Oh,
going.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't even think of that.
Cooley, number 1 through 10.
I was gonna do.
Let's go 8.
No, this is just gonna be
10.
him being like, "Oh, I can multiply this times whatever I just said." And
Give me a number.
yeah, I know
yeah,
I know where you're going.
That's the
I know where
point.
you're going.
Six.
I'm gonna say 4.20.
I see what you did there. Cool, now talk amongst yourselves.
I thought you were gonna say 6.9.
Well,
He's
I
gonna
was,
find some
but,
of the multi-
but
yeah.
No, he's
Nick
gonna look
said
up some
6.9.
bullshit and then
No, wait,
throw it out.
hold on.
Look up some bullshit.
Before
What
we
did
even
you
con-
do?
That's not,
Hold on,
bro.
hold on,
you
hold on,
these
hold
are
on, hold on,
actual
hold on.
mathematical equations.
Hold on. Before we even get anywhere, I just want to clarify and say something and just put it out there. Ancient Aliens is coming live to Richmond in May, by the way. So I just wanted to,
Wait, with Giorgio, what's his name? Crazy guy.
with the entire
Oh,
cast.
bro, we should
Wait,
go.
it's only him now, ain't it? I
hope
think they
it's
got
that
rid of
dude.
everybody.
No, they're bringing the entire cast.
We should go and just wait. What is it
I
like?
I like the Asian
live?
dude
Like, what
from
do
the
they
show.
do?
What's his name? The guy that
I have no idea.
he studies a lot of like I think it's like theoretical physics.
Well, none of them have degrees in anything.
Well,
Okay,
well,
so
have
if
you
you're going
seen-
back to just like,
Have you seen the show? Was it Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he like the dude that I'm talking about. He's on that show a lot. It's like a lot of the dark matter.
Oh, you talking about Michio Kaku?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
That's
his
the-
book. I have a bunch of his
Oh,
books.
right there. Yeah. No, he's awesome. But I also
think
want to
Peter's
see the
finally
dude
Bro,
that
he's
says-
one of the guys
with the
who,
crazy hair that says aliens. That's
Yeah.
the
Michio Kaku's one of the guys who like is a co-founder of string theory.
Yeah. Because like
Yeah.
string theory and like dark matter and like negative.
Yeah, that's just trippy as fuck.
Oh, dude, it's
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
I just
Well, I
want to
mean, like
share
back in the
out
day,
there.
Ancient Aliens used to have people that came on to, like,
Oh, here we fucking
actually
go.
go against what they were saying. Now it's just like,
What the
nah,
hell
man,
is
we're
that?
right 100% of the fucking time, man. We know it, you don't
It's
know.
crazy, but like
What
if we multiply all the numbers you guys say together, it literally comes
Here we
out
go.
to
Here we fucking go.
952.224,
Here we fucking
which when
go.
you put it in Google, that is the series model of a speaker, and we're on a podcast, which you have to listen through
I hate
to
you
a
so
speaker.
much. I knew
And
you were gonna do some
it's
dumb shit.
just crazy that would happen.
Get it out.
right?
Get it out. Get it out of here. I'm done with you.
But no, but the numbers that you said
Unbelievable.
go directly to a speaker, and that's the
That's a
only
shame.
way
Plug.
people
No, they
could
don't.
listen
Yeah, we should
to
plug
us
that. You should plug
is
that.
by through a speaker, so they couldn't hear us any other
I-
way.
I'm gonna cut this part
speaker,
out.
This is the best speaker of all time. I
Gonna cut,
I
yeah,
have 5
because
of
we
them
all
in
said
my house,
random numbers.
And they pay for this podcast, and
Nobody paid for this
Sponsored
shit.
by Santos.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Peter.
Makes
Plug.
sense.
You gotta
Oh,
plug.
shit.
Where's the degree?
Sponsored by.
Where's the
this
degree,
speaker
bro?
That we just looked up.
Sponsored by degree.
I mean, other things that come out to that exact same number
I don't
talk
care.
about emissions
I
and how
there it is.
Literally don't
emissions,
care.
it's a federal emissions law, is that exact same number. So they're trying to control our cars through it. And so
Yeah, I'm
this
right
is
there
this
with
is
you.
exactly what it is.
I'm right
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
anytime you
What's
find
the
a number,
frequency?
you can find fucking stuff that goes with it.
I'm just saying there are equations that prove it, like actual math, not just
That
putting
was
random numbers
actual
together.
That was actual math.
literally
I'll
multiplication.
send y'all. Do you want me to send you guys the shit?
Causation.
Yeah, no, send it. No, you know what? Send it.
I
in
can't.
Here.
I can't
Send it-
comprehend the
Oh, you can't.
equations.
No, send it in here right now.
Not a
I wanna
goddamn
see-
scientist.
I know you're not a goddamn scientist.
well, if you use, if
If
you're
you
I thought
just-
we were talking about
scientist,
aliens.
You would have been able to figure out how to be in first or even third place
Oh, here we go. Back to fantasy,
if you're a scientist.
bitch.
Tay was like, I'm
I
getting
am in the
on some
playoffs, all right,
roast.
and I hope I see you because I'm playing
Look.
Peter the first week.
Yo, Cooley, I hope you're wearing a diaper this week, man. Hope you're wearing.
Well, Cooley can only win if Alan wins, or if Alan. Oh wait, what did we say earlier?
Yeah, but he also has to beat me, which is not happening.
You never know.
So you
Any
see,
given
there's
Sunday.
a chance.
Don't count on it.
Any given Sunday.
Don't count on it.
Don't count on that at all.
Don't count on it.
I just don't want the ribbon, man.
My teams heat up right before the playoffs every year.
You say that now.
And that's because I always draft players that I know are not.
Oh yeah, here we go.
There's science behind it. They're gonna be fighting for playoff team or playoff spots. So those last weeks are going to be good. You know, I'm not gonna pick like Pat Mahomes, who's probably not gonna play the last game if they are in the playoffs already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you gotta look.
You're
at,
such
like,
a mastermind. Yeah.
Hey, look.
Mr. Scientific fucking
When's
fantasy.
the last time you won? When's the last time you won?
Close, bitch. I got close.
What is?
You got close?
Okay,
Oh, how?
what's the line?
Yeah, what's the closest?
Okay, this
close or
podcast
actually
is not
winning?
about fantasy football.
All right,
We have
stop.
to like stop. We have to stop.
No, that's me.
So
Do we have anything else we want to talk
going back
about?
to
So wait, real quick, sorry, Justin,
said you wanted to
just to
continue about the
your point. So give me those numbers again, because you said it's kilometers, right? So the kilometer hadn't even been wasn't even a measurement of like distance at that time.
These are modern day measurements.
Right. So we're applying modern day measurements to like again, you're looking at
still
the end
doesn't-
result and being like, oh my god, these things are the same number, but it's a
just a coincidence.
But Peter, you're missing the point,
okay.
man. We were put on that
I
trajectory
literally
to
just threw
know
out this
and
shit so we had
understand
something to talk
kilometer.
about, and nobody else threw out any other theories. Okay,
I wouldn't say it's a
stop focusing on what I'm talking about, and somebody else threw out another theory.
I think it's just something like what we were saying about like how like ancient civilizations look to like the Egyptians look to to Ra. And
What do you think the pyramids were built for? Let's go that way.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like that is what we are trying to like figure out. And like they're still here. So
Do you
we're
think
trying
they
to
were
figure
like
out
built
why
for a
they were-
power source? They found like ancient batteries. No,
What
nobody.
the fuck were they charging? What were they lighting? That's the
Bro,
whole thing.
It's an alien theory. Come on,
It's
man.
like, yo, you
Some
can put
random-
things
some
together and
random
make it
person's
work.
iPhone
I've heard
that
this
travels
Come
shit.
on,
I'm
we're
like,
supposed to be fucking doing this together here.
God damn it! I
Okay?
can't.
You
I
mean
can't
tell me
use
they have light
bulbs? Like, what are they
USB, make this
doing?
easier to charge in these
God.
pyramids.
Making me sound like a fucking maniac, bro.
Oh, maybe that's where USB.
I thought this was the whole goddamn point of this
They're
shit.
like USB-C. They're like USB-C.
Unbelievable.
It's like before.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god! What a correlation!
yo, that
Hey, look.
original Duracell though, man.
Yo, shout out.
Yeah, it's called
Duracell.
Giza, bitch.
They're our sponsor for tonight, Duracell. We put the B, C, and battery. So, try to get some money off this. Okay?
The
Alright?
BC and battery? What?
BC and
You'll
battery.
I don't know if that worked.
You'll see later.
Does anybody have any final aliens theory?
Apparently, I was the only one who had anything to say about the pyramid.
Well, we didn't really even get to talk it.
Okay,
about
so-
it. let's talk about.
I want to finish on that, just on aliens.
Yeah.
Strictly on aliens. So my question is, there's that what is it? The Fermi theory, the Fermi paradox, which is like the discrepancy between the high probability that there's actual aliens out there versus conclusive evidence. So if there is like aliens out there, and what is it? If the quote is that they strictly put it in, I don't know how else anyone can not understand this, is if life is so easy, someone from somewhere must have come calling by now.
No.
What if they did and don't want to talk to us? Because we're
Absolutely not.
behind
If you
and we
think about it this
destroy
way-
each other constantly.
You don't think they would just come here and just mass murder everybody, knowing that?
Yeah,
that's-
if
That's
an
why-
alien
that's
if
why
an
they
alien
have
species
episodes
came
of
to
South
this
Park.
earth,
Why wouldn't they?
it will be
episode of
game
South Park where
fucking
they have-
over.
It's
You know
not
the episode
fucking-
of South Park where they have the they're doing the Boy Scout how was it, the Matchbox car thing, and
Oh yeah, they accidentally invent
Randy-
hyperdrive.
yeah. So
yeah.
like I feel like that that
Such
whole
a good
episode is something like I don't know. I feel like
And then the
could, in
galactic
theory,
police
happen.
show up, and yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's something that could happen in theory, but like
We're ants to any other civilization. If anybody's traveling around the stars and they can find us, we are nothing to them.
But I mean, I think
they will go
Yeah.
right fucking
I
over
think the
us.
other side of that would also be, we also have to think about, like the probability of life existing elsewhere in the galaxy cannot be denied, right? Like it's and
Absolutely.
that life form could be something that's far more technologically advanced than us, which that
Or pure energy.
or it could be something that is also
Or pure energy.
significantly less advanced than us. I mean, I think human nature, it's not outside the realm of probability that we find other life on a fucking planet and we go and eradicate the shit out of it. I mean, we eradicate the shit out of life on our own planet already.
We destroy ourselves, yeah.
We killed over 100 million Native Americans.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
the Spanish came over and found
and
America.
Even recently,
like,
even recently, with the wars going on here, like
we fight over the dumbest shit. If we had all just come together, let's say, like, we treated scientists like celebrities, we'd be outside of our solar system by now. By far. By far. We focused on the wrong things.
yeah.
If all of us
okay.
came together
so you,
and actually worked as one unit, let's like say a hive mind, then we'd be conquering our own galaxy.
But that also takes away from the very thing that makes us who we are, is that we're not a hive mind. We are like
No, I know that. It was just an example.
yeah, but that'd be like if ants controlled like what was going on, like.
No,
then-
I know. Okay, you're taking it too literally. But yes,
No,
if we
no,
all
but-
worked
but-
together,
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
But there's no
Yeah.
way, because we are so like single-minded because of our
egos and
Our independence.
our feelings.
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
just,
maybe
like,
that's our downfall.
Our guns.
Well, yeah, of course.
Maybe
So-
having emotions is a flaw.
My
But it
feelings.
could be-
Aliens popped up. Go ahead. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, I was saying, like, I mean, our emotions are what makes us more like,
So it makes us human, right?
yeah, but it makes us more like willing to, like, there aren't any other species that like will care for the old or the sick or the like.
I think elephants do.
Elephants mourn their dead, but
Well,
Yeah,
elephants.
but the
mourn their
elephants-
Oh, that's
dead,
cool.
but they don't
And
like
elephants,
make sure that they
you know,
live.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
Elephants look at us like we're puppies. So think about that. Like.
Yeah, but we could conquer an elephant if we
They
wanted.
treat us like we're children, which in their eyes we are. But like,
Oh,
so
shit.
the question is to be asked. So if aliens just magically popped up in the sky, just like a big floating ship, like Justin Space did last week,
Muamua, bitch.
if it just
Say
kind of
it.
like appeared, yeah. So if it just appeared, how do you think people would react on it?
Bomb it.
I think everybody would go religious and
they're
fucking
bombing it
mass suicide
immediately.
across the planet.
fucking.
Oh yeah, we're bombing it
shoot-
immediately.
We're
We
shooting
don't know
in
what
the
the fuck
sky
it
to
is.
celebrate the 4th of July. You think every one of those motherfuckers is gonna be
Bombing it
outside with their
immediately, and then we're
fucking
dead.
guns shooting up there?
What do you think bombing it's gonna do? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's not
but
gonna
it's not our
stop anyone.
choice. But it's
Have,
not.
has nobody
No,
said?
it's
It
not
will
the
not
whole
even
thing
make
is
a
like
dent,
that-
bro.
because we
It's not our choice.
Yeah,
will
because
not
we
make
think
a
about
dent.
how we conquered, how humans have been throughout our entire history, and what happens when more advanced civilization comes in
You
That's the
fight.
thing is our
to
history
a
is
less
our own.
advanced civilization. That less
then
civilization
once-
goes extinct. They get assimilated.
Yeah.
So that's
Once
what
the
we
world
would do.
leaders
Exactly what would happen.
realize
We'll fight
that
back.
I just don't think anybody
that our
wants to.
technology is not up to gear with theirs.
I don't think anybody
It
cares.
would be a short fight.
The Earth
but-
is
but-
white.
Oh yeah, that would be a short fight.
Short fight.
This ain't Battlefield
like-
LA. Like
Yeah,
there's no way we
yeah,
win that
no,
fucking
dude, all those
fight.
movies, like, it's like if you think that the dude from National Lampoon Christmas is going to fly
Okay,
a
stop.
plane into the mothership and then that's going to be the end of it, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Man.
Today is our Independence Day.
That's why it's called fiction.
So
No, that's
but-
the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
the
Nothing will ever happen.
the
that
other
way.
issue,
Well, you know-
It would happen exactly like that. Like most of us would not even realize that's happening. Like something,
Look up.
someone would come down, we would automatically shoot missiles at, it, and then we'd be dead. It would take maybe
You know the-
15 minutes. At,
So the military actually has a plan
I don't
for
know about
there was
that.
an alien invasion. Y'all know this, right?
Yeah, I mean, but there's nothing to prepare for.
Briefly, continue though.
Okay, so what it is that we would do an all-out offensive, and then once, because like the whole idea is like they're so much more advanced than us. The whole idea is that we'll do guerrilla warfare, like all communication will be disbanded, and then we would basically just wear them down, because eventually everybody gets tired of war.
We're gonna win the
I am
The
serious.
red, white,
This
and
is the
blue,
actual
the
thing.
red, white, and blue will be.
We gonna go underground.
Yeah.
No shit,
So,
dude.
but
Like,
this
yo,
is-
that is the fucking
This
plan.
Oh, right, because, yeah.
So here's the
Because
problem,
our
though.
bullets could penetrate anything.
Here's the problem is that, and the flaw of humanity almost is that we're so fucked up.
Overconfident?
No, we're so fucked up that we assume that if someone else had the technology to come here, our automatic assumption is that they're coming here to conquer us. And
Exactly.
So,
Thank you.
So we go first and we go, well, they got to come conquer us, so we got to fucking kill them. Without any
That's the only
knowledge
reason
of
they're here, right?
anything else, we just assume that that's why any other intelligent being would come here. And so we now cause that destruction upon ourselves by just being like, fucking bomb that shit.
Exactly.
And that's also my whole point as to why I don't think if there is a smarter civilization, which there probably is, they don't want anything to do with us. Because they see how destructive we are. We're goddamn cancer. Like,
We're
people are
cancer to
only
our
out for
own planet
themselves,
that we're
bro.
living
Yeah,
in.
people are only out for themselves. If it came down to, like, ipso facto, if it was you or the other guy, who would you save? Yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is it? Stephen Hawking thought it was a terrible idea that we actually were putting signals out into outer space because he was like, yo, if that actually connects with somebody,
It won't.
like an alien species. I mean, like, yo, it's traveling. I mean, like, yo,
Yeah, but it's not
there's the
traveling
signal.
fast enough as a radio signal as to how far stars are still moving away from us.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what was it? I think they said it could play for like what the next. They had the idea was like what next 500 years or so. So you just never know. But he's just like, I think it's a stupid
Dude,
idea.
honestly, like-
for us to not be as so like advanced enough to be like, yo, we're going to send a signal out to somewhere in outer space. To see
Yeah,
if somebody see if somebody answers and come and see us. We are totally inept and underprepared in case what would happen.
And in 2016, we actually picked up a distant radio signal coming back to the Earth that we have no clue where it came from.
Is that in the what's it called? It's like a certain megahertz, like 1420.136 or some shit. The honeypot.
Something like that, I think.
Is that what you're talking about?
I think so.
Where there's like no electrical signal at all, so that's where you send signals and you can hear back because there's no interference. Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I heard about that too. I don't think that's legit though. But either way, like, bro, if aliens are coming here, they're on a different goddamn level. Like, either they've already infiltrated all of our shit on a higher energy level, or they're like just pure energy.
So,
Like,
just as shits and giggles here about alien invasions. So,
we gotta
aliens
we gotta
appear
wrap
next
this
day,
up.
right?
We gotta wrap this up.
You have your choice between the Predator kind of aliens, you have the alien aliens, you have Battle LA aliens,
Battle LA.
you have
Battle LA.
shut up, Independence Day aliens, or you have
Mars Attacks
What am I missing?
aliens.
That's an
Mars
old
Attacks
movie.
aliens. That's hella
all-
old.
So really,
It's not, dude. Like the remake was after Independence Day.
1990 something.
I feel like I'm missing one other alien.
When do you think
invasion
Independence
movie.
Day came
I guess
out?
like if you want to talk like
No,
Superman.
yeah. What,
like,
what about
the,
like
Man
what
of Steel?
about
No, fuck that.
What's it called? The Nick Fury.
Scrolls?
Oh, the scroll.
Yeah,
The Skrulls.
it could be
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So if you had your choice on any of those,
Battle LA.
who are you fighting?
Battle LA.
Independence Day. Independence
The
Day.
Greys.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
The
basically
Greys.
robots.
Trust me,
Yeah.
you
Dude,
did see.
Independence Day, they were like, I mean, you.
They were not robots.
Bro,
Bro, in all these movies,
No, they were
It
not
is-
robots.
yeah, they're
just
basically
fly
robots.
one
In all
ship
these movies,
into the.
Peter's over it.
No, just keep going. Keep going.
in all these
I have
movies,
the
they're
right
hive
answer
mind.
when you guys are done.
In all these movies, they have a hive mind. You destroy the main ship, it kills everybody else. It's always the same with these alien invasion movies.
Which is
It's a hive mind.
crazy. That's like comparing.
Okay,
that's like
so
comparing the.
It makes sense.
The aliens
Makes
are
sense.
like going to take us over to ants that we have here, like being in hive.
We
being
we
hive.
are ants to every
Which, like,
civilization.
ants. I mean, but also ants don't have like they don't have the like they don't have anything to like get them off the planet. Like we have like space shuttles. And
Yeah,
shit.
but
we can.
Yeah, but that
Look how
doesn't do
small they
anything
are.
for
Look
us.
what they can create, bro.
We can't even get
Look
to
at the
Mars.
civilization that they do.
We could barely
How
get
well
to the
they work
moon,
together.
Exactly.
and we did that in
What do you think ants are
1969.
doing? What do you think?
Now
what do
we
you
have
think
computer- now
what
we
do you
have
think
quantum
a
computers.
civilization of something like ants are doing. Not.
We just
leaving their
developed
own
quantum
planet.
computing.
They're not leaving.
We
their
just
own
developed
planet.
quantum computing. And we haven't gone back to the moon since 1969 when we wrote the code for those computer systems by hand.
Yeah.
Why haven't we gone back to the moon?
What is there? What is there?
We're gonna talk about this again.
We just talked about this for like, what, 3 weeks in a row?
All right, Peter, what's the right answer?
He loves to bring this conversation.
So the right answer.
Bring us back in.
The right answer
Bring us
here.
back in.
Hold on, whoa. Before you say the right answer, okay. So Taylor, what would you say? What kind of?
I would say, I mean, like Independence Day aliens. You fly one ship into the mothership and it dies, and then everybody. What? That's definitely not happening, Billy.
Chris?
Are you gonna be that guy?
I'm saying the Greys
Absolutely.
because the Greys are actually us and they're time travelers.
The Greys.
Okay.
What? Whatever. Peter, bring it back together.
Nick,
Let's
what are
close
you
out.
going
Well, you
with,
never
Nick?
heard the
We gotta
Greys, though?
close
Come
out.
on
We gotta
now.
close out. We're getting off topic here.
I don't know.
We're already running an hour and a
destruction
half.
and stuff.
We're already-
So, you know what? Give me the Predators on on Earth, and then let's
They
see
would
what.
fucking
We will
kill all
all be
of us.
dead if,
Everyone can
if there
do
was
it.
an
Are you
actual
kidding me?
fucking
That's
predator.
They could set 10 of them, and then we'd be conquered.
They could send one and it would kill 1 million people.
That is the ultimate battle. You kidding me? Earth versus 10 Predators? Oh,
Stop talking.
Justin?
Peter,
Go ahead.
Justin,
Go
which
ahead,
one are you
Peter.
going with?
I said Battle LA.
So all of those movies except for one depend on us all working together to defeat this thing, which will never happen.
Which one doesn't?
The only one that doesn't is Predator.
Independence
The
Day?
correct answer is Predator because Predators,
Because it's
the entire premise of the movie is they're essentially big game hunters. They come to the planet, they come to literally get skulls and kill a few things and then want to leave. That's what the entire premise of the movie is they're basically big game hunters on safari. So
True.
predators don't want to wipe out the
That is
entire
true.
society. They just want to fucking get their trophies, so they're going to leave people. And two, it becomes a battle.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean they'll be coming back all the time
Yeah.
to get more
There's still
trophies?
Yeah, but they're
lines in
only going for the
fucking
biggest, baddest
Serengeti.
motherfuckers.
Like,
Yeah, but I'm not going to the
I'm
Serengeti.
saying, there's big game hunters.
Like,
in
is that
fucking
motherfucker
Serengeti.
gonna be coming to my apartment?
Justin, no one's fucking coming for you. You're not a trophy.
You are not big game.
You'll be
You
fine.
are not big game.
Good. Then I will survive.
You are not big game.
Then that's fine. Then I will live. I will rock it out. I will rock it out, boys.
I don't know. You do have a big forehead, man. So, like,
That's
yeah.
a sword,
So that'll make a nice trophy.
We can't even see you
You'd
because
be
your
like
room
a
is
belt-
dark as shit.
you'd be a belt lock.
Tay's got to worry with that fucking
That's your
fantasy
comeback?
championship already. I mean, that's the trophy out of this group.
I mean, shit, you ain't wrong.
I'm gonna get that trophy.
hey, it's right here for
You don't even deserve it, motherfucker. You
I
shouldn't
don't
even have it.
deserve it?
All right, we're closing out. Let's close it out.
It's been great hanging out with you guys. Peace, love. Say thank you every once in a while. Justin, baby boy, cue the damn music. We out, motherfucker.